Hey guys, this is Wolf, and today I want to talk to you about male bisexuality. It's a subject that I'm very familiar with because I am bisexual. I've had all sorts of people very intrigued with my sexuality for many years, whether is it real? Am I faking it? What's the deal? Like, nobody can really put a handle on what I'm about because no one's really used to it. There's no real representation out there when it comes to that, whether it be with the masses, around the world or in the media. There's always been a stereotype when it comes to bisexuality. A lot of people think that bisexual people, or bisexual men in particular, are either sex hungry, which can be true, but I mean, it's no different from heterosexual and homosexual people. I mean, everybody has a desire for sex. That it's a lie. To be bisexual, for a man to claim that he's bisexual, it's really a gateway to eventually being homosexual. That's like the training wheels. He's not really that. He's just trying to figure himself out. He doesn't know, but really he's homosexual. I'm calling bullshit on that, to be honest with you. Not once have I ever been, you know what? I'm really a homosexual. I'm just having all these relations with women just for guilt, self-loathing, trying to prove something. Why the hell would I put myself through that? Like, honestly, why can't I have attraction towards the opposite sex and the same sex? How is that such a hard thing to understand? Particularly with male bisexuality, there is such a stigma that comes with it. The myths that exist out there come from a place of basically upbringing and just what society dictates in the patriarchy of society of men are supposed to be this way, they're supposed to be the strong, masculine, the hunter-gatherer. Then you have the female who are supposed to be basically secondary, which is not my opinion. Women are not secondary, which is why I feel that female bisexuality, for instance, is super accepted. In a male-dominated world, female bisexuality is celebrated. This is the interesting thing. Women can be bisexual. It's awesome to be a female bisexual. It's supposed to be for male entertainment. But they're never really considered bisexual. They're considered still straight girls who are doing this for the male appetite, the male attention. And granted, there are some girls that will do that, but to generalize it as such, completely inaccurate. And then when you have male bisexuality, oh no, he's really gay. I've even heard somebody say, I can have sex with 1 million women, 2 million women, the most women that any man has ever fucked in the history of sex. But the minute that I have sex with a man, I'm immediately gay. That's it. No, there's no if, and, or buts about it. You are gay as can be. Doesn't matter. Everything else disqualified. How does that work? It's my opinion that bisexuality cannot be contained with just one specific space. There are people who have equal attraction towards male and female, and then there are people that have a wide spectrum of sexuality towards the opposite and the same sex. And it all goes back to the Kinsey scale, from 0 to 6. 0 being heterosexual and 6 being homosexual. I believe most people have gone on the meter either way. I believe that heterosexuality and homosexuality are in the minority. That's my opinion. Some people share that and most of you might not. Just from my experience, from what I've witnessed between male and female, is that a lot of people have experimented with all sorts of things. Because people have experimented, it's such a blurred line. It's such a tricky thing to really pinpoint, like, are you really bisexual? For instance, for me, I'm more sexually attracted towards women, both physically and emotionally. I've never dated a man in my life. I've never been in a relationship with a man. Not to say that I would say no to it, but I'm not in that state. I don't have that attraction. But I still appreciate the male form, and I'm very comfortable being with a man physically, especially with another woman. But that's for me, and some people don't understand that. But can you really say that's bisexual? To define a bisexual person, it would be you would have to have attraction both physically and emotionally. There are homosexual men, for instance, who are 100%, not even 100%, but for the most part, They live their lives as homosexual men. But every now and then, they'll indulge with the opposite sex. Does that mean that person is bisexual or what? They're still identifying as homosexual, but just every now and then they'll have sex with a woman, which makes bisexuality so hard to classify, so hard to accept. With most people, you can say, oh, I am heterosexual, I am homosexual, and that's a very definitive group. But to say that you're bisexual, it's like, what does that mean? Because it's so fluid. What I found is that it really doesn't matter, and especially with this generation, it really doesn't matter. In particular, a lot of people don't like using labels. They don't want to define themselves as bisexual. They don't want to identify themselves as gay or pansexual or heterosexual or even queer, although more people now are using the term queer because it more solidifies what truly represents them. It's not about orientation, it's not about gender, it's about people, which I totally understand. With sexuality, you can't really go and say it's black and white. So many different colors when it comes to that. That's the biggest struggle with bisexuality, just being the invisible orientation. From my experience, the people that have been very anti-bisexual, the people who have the most problem with it, are usually the ones who really want it. And I have been in so many different situations where the people who have attacked me, I end up finding out that they've done certain things, behind closed doors that they would never admit. That to me is hypocritical. It's like, dude, why not join the party? If this is who you are, be true to yourself. Why are you so scared? But I understand that. That's the difference. It's like, instead of being pissed off at a person like that, I understand where they're coming from, but it does not give them the right to go ahead and attack. If you don't want to embrace your sexuality, that's fine. You deal with it the way it's good for you. You do it within your time until the moment is right to fully be out. I've dealt with so many different guys who've come to me and have expressed a desire to have sex with me with another girl or have some sort of experience, but they don't want anybody to know. They have to keep it hush hush. I don't want to be somebody's dark secret because I'm not. I'm still a human being and I have feelings. A lot of people deal with this, with the stigma out there in regards to just even homosexuality in general. It's perceived to be weak to be with the same sex if you're a man. I just think it's bullshit. All of it is fucking bullshit. Whatever makes you happy. Like, who are you hurting in the end? Who exactly are you hurting? If I'm having sex right now with somebody, not in view, who is it hurting? It's not hurting Joe. It's not hurting Mary. Who is it hurting? As long as you're participating in safe sex and you're with somebody that you trust, that you know it's gonna be cool and you can have fun with and you can connect with, I say why not? And it doesn't even have to be about sex. That's another thing. It's about emotions. It's about connecting with another human being. And what's wrong about that? Especially if a man is bisexual. A lot of women, I've noticed, do have a problem with male bisexuality, just as much as there are a lot of women who love male bisexuality. And some women would prefer to be with bisexual men. I've seen a lot of women have a problem with it because they do have that stigma. They think that, oh, they're secretly gay, or are they going out and cheating on me with another guy? Is he gonna catch AIDS, HIV? Why is being a bisexual man a precursor to unsafe activities? So a bisexual man can't be faithful, won't be safe in who they choose to engage with. They're more likely to catch HIV. It just doesn't make sense. To me, that's an individual thing. Women can catch HIV, men can catch HIV. That comes with responsibility. What you do, your actions dictates what will happen in the future. Everything that people do has a consequence. Just because HIV might be more susceptible in the gay and bisexual community does not mean that it is an edict that it's going to happen every time. To me, it comes down to being responsible with yourself. I'm safe. I'm always safe. I wear condoms. I get myself checked regularly for HIV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, hepatitis, and syphilis. There's this big misconception when it comes to that. I understand where the misconception comes, but I just don't understand why it manifests itself in such a way that it still exists, being thrown at people in such a hard way. Going ahead and just attacking for no reason over something they don't understand or something they don't want to understand, attacking something that they might feel inside but don't want to deal with it. So it's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to attack you because society has told me, my family has told me, religion has told me that we have to be like this, men have to be like this, and who are you to stray and go out and do whatever the hell you want? What gives you the right to do that? Who do you think you are? Even in the homosexual community, a lot of homosexuals believe that bisexual men are in denial. Already, you're a marginalized group and you're going ahead and attacking another group. How does that make sense? I thought it was LGBT, not just G. We should all be working together. We should all be supporting each other. We should all be giving each other love. And if you don't understand something, just ask. If you want to learn something, just ask the person. There's nothing wrong with asking a question, as opposed to just coming to conclusions over something that you don't know and having something manifest in your head that's completely inaccurate, that's not true, and quite frankly, ignorant. So many men out there struggle with this. So many men can't be who they are and they have to hide everything. And to me, that's not cool because there's nothing wrong with being yourself. There's nothing wrong with being true to yourself. A lot of people have told me that, you're so brave for being you, for being so open, for being so free. There's nothing brave about what I'm doing, at least in my opinion. There's nothing brave about being me. I'm just being me. I'm living my life the way any other person would live, making themselves happy, being good to other people, and having people around you that can inspire you and push you to greater heights, and receive love and give love back and all these great things. I guess with this video, I hope that if there are any bisexual men out there, be out, man. As cliche as it sounds, you only have one life to live. Why chain yourself to the opinions of others, to the desires of others? You have to do what makes you feel happy. That's it. You only have to answer to you. To all the other people out there who are not bisexual, I hope you can take something from this and at least be open-minded. I would hope that you could be open-minded enough. It'll spark interest to want to continue to learn and find out what's really out there. And if you have negative feelings, if you have some sort of hatred, hopefully I hope you can look within yourself and figure out, why am I feeling this way? Why do I have hostility towards a group of people that have nothing to do with my way of living and honestly are human beings? I'm sure a lot of you know a lot of people, and you might not even have a clue that they're bisexual, but they're awesome people. So if they're already awesome people, and then you just so happen to find out that they're bisexual, would that change anything? Would they automatically be bad people? Still the same people, and it's a matter of everybody being loving and open and giving them the platform to be able to step out into that light and say, this is who I am. Okay, cool. Let's go party. Let's have a good time. Let's live life. It's not cheesy. It's reality. Let me know what you guys think. Post your comments below. Subscribe, like, and share. And as always, I'll see you later. Eat your faith. Peace.